Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We're finishing up last week's roundup, which we're doing a bit late due to me having been out of town last weekend. We also got a couple books from the few weeks before last week. But we're gonna wrap this up with this week's DC books. We'll kick things off with Amazon's Attack #1. So, in Wonder Woman, tensions between at least the U.S. and the rest of, between the U.S. and Themyscira have been strained after a mysterious woman, seemingly an Amazon, murdered 19 men in a pool hall in Montana. The U.S. has moved to deport all Amazons. Most have left voluntarily. There have been some that did not leave voluntarily and were killed. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman's been trying to find the woman responsible for the murders to bring her to justice. Though she's also been facing her own hurdles along the way. That said, there was a young woman blew up a gas station in Canada, and shortly after that happened, the Oracle of Esquerida had a vision of seemingly the fall of the Amazons. So, the issue opens. Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, learns of the gas station attack, apparently being referred to as Amazon-inspired terrorism. But Nubia has agreed to a meeting with the president in the hopes of preventing a war, and she has opted to go alone. However, her advisors, as well as her lover, advise against this. And when Nubia arrives in the U.S., the secret meeting has become less than secret. And Nubia is a strange gas begins to affect the Secret Service members, leading to them attacking Nubia. As Nubia tries to make her way to the meeting, she encounters Queen Faruka, leader of the Bana Migdal Amazons, as well as Yara Flor, who's also there. The three Amazons escape the hotel through its through the penthouse windows, and are saved by Shazam, formerly Mary Marvel. Shazam gets the three Amazons away from Washington to Times Square, where news of what happened has broken and already been spun into an attack on the president, with arrest warrants being issued for Faruka, Yara Flor, Nubia, and Shazam. And that is where the issue ends. Oh boy. Things are looking a bit tense for Wonder Woman and her allies. Well, it's a good start. It's interesting that I remember about 10 years or so ago, the lead up to Final Crisis, namely, this occurred. Over the course of the Countdown maxi series. There was another Amazon attack mini or story, though this was the setup was different. But I sadly I didn't read that Amazon attack back then, but I remember it happening. Anyways, then yeah, that also did cause strained relations with the Amazons going forward until, well, the next the reboot following after Final Crisis. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Batman, Catwoman, the Gotham War, Scorched Earth. Wrapping up the crossover. Where we left off, Batman had begun to come to his senses, and he and Catwoman had rescued Jason Todd, whom Batman had basically lobotomized, from a burning building. However, a bunch of Batman's rogues were on the attack, having been given, well, bat equipment by Vandal Savage. And Vandal Savage intends to use Catwoman's army of thieves to steal a handful of artifacts that were all made from the meteor which empowered him. But Tim Drake Robin intercepts the various bad villains that have been armed by Savage. And, well, didn't entirely go well. Jason, Selina, and Bruce are working on a plan. And apparently, the reason why Vandal Savage bought Wayne Manor is that Bruce Wayne had the largest piece of the meteorite. But Batman sends out a message to all of the members of the Bat family, basically, saying, "Hey, I screwed up. We shouldn't be fighting each other. And we have bigger problems now." While Jason has to, figure out what he's going to do because after what Bruce did to him. Selina's getting assistance from her own allies, Tomcat and Lady Clayface. Some of the thieves have not signed on with the new leadership of her little army of thieves. Batman does some investigating at the manor, discovering that since as Vandal Savage hadn't discovered where the vehicle exits for the cave are, so he dragged everything out of the mansion, and as Oracle is looking for a for some sort of large vehicle leaving the manor. She manages to find it, while Tim Drake is being used as bait in front of the GCPD by Two-Face, Black Mask, and so on. Nightwing arrives on the scene, though, of course, with Scarecrow involved. Fear gas is used against members of the GCPD. Batman and Catwoman head to the Gotham Observatory, where it turns out that there's a meteor similar to the one that empowered Vandal Savage hurtling towards Earth, and that the rocks are meant to be something of a homing beacon. The various Batvillains are taken down by the Robins, Batgirls, as well as Tomcat and some of the others. But stopping the meteor is not looking like it's entirely possible, as now the Justice League are answering comms, and so Jason traps himself takes up the bat plane and heads and seemingly crashes it directly into the meteor. The pieces land near the observatory. Vandal insists on being the one to investigate, but the energy from it is different. It seemingly kills Vandal. Selena tries to save Marquise and manages to do so, but she slips into the exploding meteorite. And it seems that Jason's not dead, but well, Waller's investigating the meteor. No word from Selena, and Bruce basically says that they shouldn't. The rest of the Bat family shouldn't be trying to be like him, but they should be emulating Dick Grayson. And kind of saying, hey, you're the head of the family now. Take care of them and give them every opportunity to leave this life. But while continuing to patrol, Batman has a conversation with the Riddler. With the Riddler bringing up the whole three Jokers bit, which only Batman was already well aware of. Thinking he sees Selena. He's given, apparently, seemingly by Selena, what seems to be a thumb drive labeled in case of emergency. Meanwhile, one of Selena's thieves is breaking into a brownstone elsewhere in Gotham, and realizes that maybe Bruce Wayne is Batman? And that is where the Gotham War ends. Yeah, this Batman was, up until the point of the more overt villain in the story was definitely Batman, especially with what he did to Jason. Though and while it did seem like initially Jason sacrificed himself, it also does look like that's not the case, but I guess we'll see from here. If so, I hope not. The problem is that I could see them. I could see DC often just kill off Jason once again because, well, they don't seem to know what to do with him. So the story. This is not. This was definitely not one of the better Batman stories. I do appreciate that most of the Bat books did at least refer to the events over the last couple of months, but yeah. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Detective Comics number 1076. Where we left off, the Orgums had somewhat succeeded in their plans, and in fact had Batman prisoner. And Arzum Orgum had discovered the truth that Bruce Wayne is Batman. But despite the fact that the Orgums mean to kill Batman, Arzum doesn't think that they should. The issue begins. It's been a couple of weeks since the Orgums took Batman prisoner. They're keeping him in the cells of the Arkham ruins. And in that time, he's managed to fight off the asthma that he was infected with. It's hard for him to keep himself, but among other things, Barbatos is helping. At the Trixie Hotel, Catwoman receives a visitor. And is told that Batman is being that the Organs intend to publicly hang Batman. And so Selina opts to get help. Starting with Gordon, kind of telling Gordon basically, hey, I need someone who can. You have contacts that I can't even begin to think about. And she's putting a crew together to go steal herself a Batman. Right now, the crew is her and Gordon. Azrael pops up as well, doing what he can to defend Gotham. Gordon goes to talk to Commissioner Montoya. And Selina goes to recruit Poison Ivy. We've got a backup story focusing on Commissioner Montoya. A young woman is she's kind of scared of her husband, especially after she found a hard drive, which apparently is filled with screams. Seems to all be screams from horror movies, but Montoya's not sure, and so she investigates the question. And apparently, part of it being that there's nowhere that this person could be committing these various killings, but at least not in the house. Montoya finds the guy at basically in an equipment room at a local elementary school, deals with him. And is forced to contend with the insanity that is Gotham City. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting start to the A story. It's looking like Gotham Nocturne is moving into its end phase, or at least into its middle phase. But it's been an interesting ride so far. So we'll see how it continues. Excuse me. Moving on to our next book, we've got J. Garrick, The Flash, #1. So back during Stargirl: The Lost Children, Stargirl discovered an island full of forgotten sidekicks, largely sidekicks to heroes from the Golden Age. She and the sidekicks managed to escape the island in question and return to the rest of the world, reintroducing the forgotten sidekicks to the Justice Society and the heroes that they are, in some cases the heroes who they were sidekicks to, and in other cases the heroes who have replaced the heroes they were sidekicks to, or the legacies that they have created. So the issue begins in 1963 with when the point when Judy Garrick disappeared. Judy Garrick was the Boom. She was discovered on the island, powering a machine for the childminder. So Jay Garrick's wife Joan has been kidnapped by Dr. Element. They figure out where she's being kept at a dam outside the city. But the dam's been wired with explosives, so Jay goes to take care of the explosives, while Judy goes to rescue her mother. One of the explosives manages to go off, seemingly starting a flood, but Jay's fast enough to stop said flood. Goes to rescue Joan. Joan asks about Judy, and Jay's Judy? Who? But apparently Jay reminds Joan that they can't have kids. So in the present, Judy comes home reuniting with her mother. Discovering there's an entire family of speedsters. The Flash family. And she's trying to reintegrate herself with the world that has left her behind for 60 years now. Currently. But criminals are still criminal. Criminals are still a criminal. Bank robbery in town, so Judy goes stop it. With an assist with her father bringing in an assist. Of course, her parents were worried sick. Go check on her, and she disappeared again. And when she asked, what could be more dangerous than Dr. Elemental? Though neither Jay or Joan remembered Dr. Elemental. Back to the day that Judy disappeared. Shortly before she disappeared, her and Dr. Elemental fought. She knocked his mask off, and Judy realizes that whoever Dr. Elemental is, she's seen him before. She saves her mother, and then promptly is taken by the childminder shortly before Jay arrives. while Dr. Elemental realizes that with the boom gone, he's got a second chance. The chance to succeed no matter how long it takes. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. Definitely curious to learn who Dr. Elemental actually is. And I do appreciate the way it tracks with what was kind of set up in Lost Children, with basically the forgotten sidekicks being forgotten about, as if they never existed. I believe if I remember correctly, the Time Masters were involved somewhat in their kidnappings, or rather, a rogue Time Master. So, but moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got the Supergirl Special. So, the Superman family has had a bit of a resurgence. Power Girl having more officially joined the family, and the family also having somewhat expanded publicly. So, apparently there's a lot of social media posts that seem to indicate that there's probably some friction between Power Girl and Supergirl. Though, and just, moments that seem like they both see each other as being redundant to the other. But, the Super Kids from War World ask Kara about Krypton. And she tells them about it, and then she asks what she did there, and kind of makes her think, what did she do? Family dinner seems to go fairly well, but apparently Kara does remember having been an athlete. She was running in a race, and seemed to be, it was down to just her and a girl named Elsa, but Kara tripped, ended up in second place, and Elsa won. And it's kind of gnawing at her because it's, she was too late to win the race, and then when Krypton was destroyed, she ended up being, she was sent away from the planet for a specific task to basically look after her baby cousin Kal-El, and she ended up being too late for that as well. But a fire breaks out in town, in Metropolis, and Power Girl and Supergirl go to deal with it. Supergirl makes a point of flying ahead of Power Girl, but a large chunk of the building falls and doesn't necessarily crush Kara, but it does push her back down to the ground. Afterwards, her and Power Girl talk. Also, Lois and Kara talk, in part because, Lois has brought cupcakes. But she just feels like she's been falling, all her life she's been falling behind. But her and Power Girl also talk about things. Apparently, Power Girl saved the girl from the building that was burning, and the girl said to Power Girl, "Supergirl, you're my favorite." and we see some small similarities between Power Girl and Supergirl. And it's like, yeah, well, there are some a lot of similarities between the two of them. There are also differences, and that and Kara says that her being that there doesn't make things easier for Power Girl, but it's their destiny, and it's the destiny they share. And Power Girl says that Supergirl's her favorite too. Though Supergirl does insist that Power Girl not tell John. And that is where the issue ends. I am hoping, I think there's an upcoming Supergirl book. We'll have to see it when that comes to pass. But it was good. I like it. I'm hoping there is an upcoming Supergirl book. It'd be nice. I think she deserves one. There have been past Supergirl books, and for in the lead up, or I think it wasn't so much the lead up, but for example, there was one that came out. I want to say in the lead up to Infinite Crisis, which was written by Jeff Loeb and initially, at least, drawn by Ian Churchill. It was a pretty decent book. Sadly, I fell behind on comics after a while and dropped everything and never really went back to look into what I missed. But I really enjoyed the book. But anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.